Hi, let's go about upgrading some memory in a 2009 MacBook Pro. I've had this thing since 2009. I paid $1,200 for it. The computer is showing 2 gigabytes of memory, and I have these sticks here that I got from Apple for a different computer, which a friend gave me. And these are 4 gig sticks. So what I want to do is put in one 4 gig stick into this guy, and if it'll take 8 gigs, I'll try 2 sticks. So I'm probably thinking 1 stick will work, maybe 2. So the first thing you gotta do is get a little screwdriver like this one and take out the Phillips screws. This thing has a bunch of small Phillips screws in it, and if you've never taken your Mac apart before, these screws, the back ones by the way are long. See how long that screw is? So I just usually lay the screws down by where they came out so I can get them back in. There's about 2 or 3 long ones in this computer. That one there is long too. So I'll move the computer around to show you guys what I'm doing here, since the camera is not really capturing the whole field here. Little damage there on the computer. This thing's, I guess, been to Germany once on a plane. No, it hasn't actually. It's kind of banged up though, isn't it? Anyway, I'm taking these little screws out now, as you see, with a small Phillips screwdriver, and you really want to put Loctite on these screws, because these screws, over normal wear and tear of just moving the computer around, these screws will pop out and you'll lose them. So you really want to go get something called Loctite. It's a blue type of locking solution that will lock threads on screws. It's used in automotive, but you really want to put it on this computer, and Apple does apply Loctite when your computer goes in for Apple warranty work and you get back. They'll put Loctite on the computer. So screws. So just about have all these out. So if you replace memory before in a computer, it's not real hard. You just have to get the old memory out and put in the new memory in the slots in the computer. They're called DIMM slots. They're all out. All the screws are out except I think for one. So let's get that one out. Just remember, on these old 13-inch MacBook Pros, the long screws are in the back. So long screws are going to go in the back here. And these back holes are long screws. I think there's 3 of them. So now, let's take the back of this thing off. Just get your fingernail and pull it off. It should come right off. See, I'll put my fingernail in there. And slide up. There's still one more screw in here. That's why it wouldn't come off. Let's get this one out. So if the back doesn't come off, there's a good reason why. There. Let's check and make sure they're all out. Out. Okay. Now, the back ought to come right off. There it is, off. I was in this computer recently replacing the trackpad, so I've been in this computer before. Got a Samsung in here. I probably should show you people how to do that too. I'll do that in a separate video. Anyway, this is all about the memory. So there's the memory right there. To get this out, you just want to grab these 2 with your fingers and gingerly release the memory from the DIMM slot here. Okay, here we go. Just pull these outward like this. See how it pops up like that? And then grab your 2 fingers and just take it out really slow. So in this case, we do have 2 DIMMs in here. Okay, I'm trying to see what this stuff is. 2 gigabytes. So what's interesting is this bottom one must not be making contact. So I'm only getting 2 gigs on the computer's readout when I do an About This Mac. I'm only getting 2 gigabytes of memory, so did this bottom one go in backwards at one time, or what happened to it? Can't really go in backwards. Let's take it out. The bottom one is sort of hard to get in and out of here, so let's take it out. Sometimes it gets stuck in the top, so you have to kind of fiddle with it and maybe use a screwdriver to kind of coax it out. It's not really coming out easily. That's problematic, isn't it? So you never want to force this thing, you'll really get in trouble. So I'm going to try to pull it out with a screwdriver here. There. So now it's out. And I would like to, what's this one, same one? What's interesting is, yeah, same one. What's this one here? It's also a 2 gigger. Yeah, it's a 2 gig. Well, I don't know if this will work. So what do I have here? I have these guys here. These are 4 gigs, I think. What do you see there? Yeah, 4 gigs. So I got 2 4 gig sticks here, which should give me 8 gigabytes in this little computer, which would be pretty cool. It doesn't even deserve that much memory, because this is a really old computer. It's a 2009 with an Intel Core dual processor, so 8 gigs is probably wasting memory on this thing. But hey, memory's lying around here, so I'm going to put the bottom one first, get it seated. There it is. Push it in very gently until it clicks. Just clicked. Okay. So we'll put the second one in here. And make sure it's right with a slot. There's a little slot here. And there's a slot there. Make sure it lines up. Put the memory in. I bet this is the wrong memory for this computer, but who knows? Okay. Maybe it won't work. Okay, they're in. So now what we should do is flip the computer over and see if it even runs before we put it all back together. We don't want to be losing any screws here, so take a look that the screws aren't in the way or they'll short out the computer. Okay, make sure there's nothing down. This is a granite countertop, so nothing's down here. Gonna put the computer right smack on the granite countertop. The motherboard will be touching the countertop, which is probably not too cool. Is granite conductive? I don't think so. I should maybe put a towel down. What do you think? Well, there's a towel. We'll put this towel down and try not to get the screws caught up in the towel. There we go, there's a towel. And put the computer on the towel. That way nothing's really going to be too hurt. The fan, there's a fan here though. And I don't want this fan caught in the towel. See that cooling fan there? You don't want to get that caught. So anyway, all we want to do is fire this computer up, see if it works. So I'm going to open the thing up here. Got it open. Let's turn the power on, see what happens here. Here's the power switch here. Turn it on. It should chime. Okay, so this thing is not going to fire up with those memories in it. So I'm going to hold the power button down to get it turned off, if it will. Looks like it's off now. So that didn't work out very well. So with that said, and I just heard one memory fall on the floor. What if we take out one of these? Sometimes it'll work with one. There's one out. Let's flip it over again. See if she'll start up. Okay, there we go. We'll turn her on. Nope. So those memories are not compatible with this computer, with this old computer. So I'm going to put the old 2 gigs of memory back in it. And since I was seeing the computer with only 2 gigabytes of memory, sometimes if you reseat these memories, they'll come back. I do have one MacBook that has a blown out, this memory carrier is blown out, and it only will take 1 stick or else it won't boot. So that's not this computer, but this one I've had since new. It's kind of beat up and old now. And this bottom one's always hard to get out. Okay, I'm kind of wrestling it back out. There it is. There, it's out. Now, I mean, you're supposed to have, like, you know, static grounding and all that crap. Whatever. This isn't a bathroom, as you can probably tell from the echo. So, we're going on 10 minutes of fooling around here, and here's the 2 original 2 gig memories that are going to put back in here, and I'm hoping that if I put them back in, this thing's going to run with 4 gigs. It was only showing 2 gigs. And that's distressing. So you get a lot more performance with double the memory, right? So probably just one of these sticks was working right. So I got it seated back in there, pushing it this way now. A little bit of tension and pushing it down. Click, there it is. Here's the other 2 gig stick. Goes in the same way. So now we got 4 gigs in this baby. Make sure they're seated. Okay, well anyway, that's how to replace memory. But the trick is, will it work? So since I'm not going to fool around with memory anymore, and since that memory will probably work, I'm going to put the back on the computer again. So there's the back of the computer on. And I'm just going to flip it over now to see if it'll fire up. So let's see what happens this time with this thing. What do we get, people? Power button on. Okay, it's coming up, coming up, coming up. Let's see what we got here. Coming up slow. There it goes. Let's log on. Okay, there we go. I want to see about this Mac. There we go. So, looks like one of my memories is bad. So I'm only getting 2 gigs still here, which is pretty disgusting. So one of my Sims is burned out, so probably what I'll do is take them out and see what happens. Okay, well, thanks for watching and have a great day.